Hello, can you hear me? Okay, awesome. Life's going good. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy that you guys are here. So, I have a selection of all the different questions that you guys asked me in Instagram, in the comment section here, and in direct messages as well. And first, I'm gonna answer those, and then if you guys asked anything on chat, I'm gonna answer them as well. So, let's start our QA session and let's start our celebration of 1000 subscribers. I'm just gonna go ahead and bring up the questions. Okay. So, the first question is how should we start how should we start our career in UI UX? So, this is actually a super general question and well, there are a couple of different answers to this because it really depends on like what side of the UX career do you want to start. Do you want to be a UX designer? Do you just want to design interfaces? Do you want to be a researcher? And the answer to each of them are different. But if you genuinely just want to start your career in UX, I would suggest first learn how to first learn how to design in Figma. And for that, obviously, I have a playlist in YouTube, which is Figma 101 to Figma 106, which explains everything within Figma, how to design in Figma, and yeah, basically everything there. Um, let's see. The next question is what are your biggest fears and excitements about the way technology grows fast recently? So, my biggest fear, honestly, I don't know, maybe I'm dumb, but I don't have any fears regarding technology like growing fast because like the way I think the world's growing fast, so it doesn't matter if technology is going with it or not. So I think that's okay, and there's nothing to be afraid of. If you're afraid of losing your job, you're just gonna learn something new and do something new. That's okay. And then excitement is just that everything's gonna be super easier for us to do already with all the new tech that has came up. For it has made our lives a lot easier. So I'm super excited because I'm sure that with everything that is coming up regarding AI and all the different platforms, it's just gonna be super easier for us to work. And maybe at one point we don't have to work anymore. So that's really good. Another question is how did you first start learning After Effects? So, After Effects is not something that a UI UX designer needs to know, but I first started learning it when my boss in my I think second job asked me to design an animation for their website. So since I was a junior, I thought that I should know everything. So actually, I started learning it, and I after that I started creating like micro animations for my Dribble account, and I really liked it until a point that well I couldn't do as advanced anymore because I didn't have time to learn After Effects more. So I just gave up to the more uh skilled people. Where do you get find inspiration? So this question, actually I have a new answer for this. There's not just a bunch of websites that you can go and find inspirations from. The thing is, everything on Dribble awards and all the similar platforms, well, they're not all usable, you know, they're not all good ideas. Maybe regarding design, they're cool, but regarding implementation, interactions, and all of that, you can't really get idea from them. So what I do recently is that when I'm designing a platform, it could be about database, it could be about NFTs, it could be about anything. I searched and find the top websites and other types of startups that are working in that area to get ideas of how do they do the work, how do they design things, what did they achieve while researching their users, and how did they conclude that, for example, this type of design works for us best. So that's how I get inspirations recently. I don't just go over Dribble and Awards and Mobbing and sites like that to get inspired. Quick water break. Okay, where are you working right now? I'm working on a design agency in a design agency called Babco, and I have the best boss ever. I love working there, and yeah, I'm working there. I'm really happy. I used to work in other design agencies, but this one is really precious to me because we actually care about users here, and we actually care about the product. Most of the design agencies don't care about that. So there goes that. And basic of Figma with templates, websites, and information. These are all videos in my YouTube channel. So we have all the basics of Figma. We actually have 3 or 4 resource videos, so you can find it there. Are you good at illustrations? Nope, I'm not. I can't even draw on a paper. I can't draw on a digital device. I'm terrible at illustrations. I have a good eye for them and I can pick the good ones for designs, but I'm not good at drawing at all. Is working in a design agency good? It really depends on the person you are, because if you like a stability and you want to work on one product for a long time and just improve that, design agencies are not really for you, because products would end, relationships would end, and like you wouldn't be able to work long term on a product per se. But if you like working on different kind of projects and like expand your portfolio, design agencies are a good way of achieving that. Um, Building websites from scratch. Recently, I know I'm a designer, but I've been suggesting a lot of people to use Framer and Webflow for designing their landing pages at least. I think the area of designing landing pages, at least simple ones, from our designer, from us, is over. The simple ones, like portfolio, I don't know, marketplaces and stuff like that. But like more complicated landing pages still can be done by UIX designers, but the simple ones, you should be able to build them with the tools that are here already. Let me just check out the comments for sessions second, and we go back to the questions. Hey guys, thank you for joining. The problem is creating a unique design. I'm not sure if that's a problem, because right now we yes, we have mass population of everything, even designs, but you still can create unique designs, but it's going to take more time and it's going to take more energy than you just getting ideas from other designs or copying at least one section or two. I agree with that. Nice live session. Thank you. I'm actually struggling to determine which one makes more sense to learn if you choose one. Framer or Webflow? Which one would you choose? I've been actually working with both Framer and Webflow. The thing with Framer is that Framer has that AI tool that, well, you don't have to do anything basically. But if you want to build yourself, Framer has a easier Figma plugin that would convert your design to Framer. Like it would do it totally easy. But on Webflow, it's a bit harder, and Webflow is a little bit more technical. So if you want to jump in deeper and you want to spend more time on building your website, you should be using Webflow. But if you want to do something quick and you just want to get your portfolio up or just that one landing page up, you're going to be using Framer, because one, the plugin in Figma transfer to Framer is a lot more easier than the plugin from Webflow, and second, the whole interface in Framer is so much more user friendly, I guess, because it was at least easier for me. I hope I answered your question. um let's go back to the questions. Is AI taking over designers? This is such a trendy question. Yeah, it is. On the long term, it's taking over everyone. It's taking over humanity. Which one is more popular? Do you think is more popular in the industry? I think Webflow is more popular right now because you can create more complicated animations, more complicated designs in it, I guess. I see a lot of people just bringing up their website using Webflow, but not a lot of Framer ones, you know? But Framer, I guess it's a lot easier. How you help us to get a job? You're welcome. I'm glad you liked it. How I can help you get a job? Well, there are a couple of ways that I can help you. First one is just basically sharing my own experience on how I landed a project or an actual job, corporate job, 9 to 5, stuff like that, which you would follow up and it might work for you, it might not work for you. But other things is just that I learned from the places I work with. I learned from my clients, I learned from the agencies, I learned from the startups, I learned what they want from people, I learned what they want from developers, I learned what they want from designers. And from that, I can take that and give it to you so you guys could actually sharpen your skills to become more fit for those kind of positions, you know? And a lot more basically. But I would want to at first step like help you learn Figma, help you create a bunch of projects on your own so you could build up your portfolio, and then we could move on to the next step of, well, sending portfolios and resumes to like different companies, and actually you could practice for your interviews as well. How can I build a super good portfolio that can help me to get a client? Something a lot of people on YouTube and this kind of platforms don't tell you is that portfolio is important, but what is more important than that is connections. Connections is how you land a client. Connections are how you land a job. Portfolio, basically what you want to do there is you want to put high quality work, you want to explain your process, and that's it. The portfolio cannot convince someone to work with you. What can convince you is someone else's recommendation, someone else's I don't know, referral, stuff like that can help you actually definitely secure a project. But from a portfolio standpoint, the best thing is that you keep it simple, you keep it high quality, you explain your work process, and at the end add your client that you already worked with information, email, perhaps a way of connection, and then their quote of how working with you was. That would be the best way, I presume. How to build confidence to ask clients to pay high price for designing digital products for their business or general. Um, the confidence, the whole thing is a lie, you don't build up confidence, you just get tired of things and you want to like scale yourself up. So my advice to you would be that first you have to, well, trust in yourself and trust in your work and be sure that you're worth more. And then you cannot just, for example, I take $10 for a landing page, and then for my next client I'm gonna be like, now I want to charge 1K. That's not gonna work. You have to scale up step by step. That would be more comfortable for you. You're gonna build up your confidence that way. So you would have to start with, for example, this is example, $10. Then on your next client, take your rate a little bit higher. Next client a little bit higher, and after this bunch of steps, you're gonna be able to have a lot more money than when you've started, but you can't just scale up your price like on one jump, because that's not gonna work for you. You don't trust yourself, the client doesn't trust you, and it's not gonna work out. But if you have been struggling to just ask your client, I think the best way is that you have to create a document and just send them that document, which is like three, I think I shared that document with you, but there's like three different ranges of prices, and you're gonna ask them what range would be good for your budget. From the range they selected, you're gonna give them a quote. If the range was too low for you, you're gonna deduct from the things that you're giving them. If the range was too high, well, you can add on to the things that you're giving them. So the best way would not be asking directly, would be just sending over a document, sending over an email, and do it by then if you're lacking confidence for that. I do that. Mm, and then let's answer more questions from Instagram. What else do we have? Plan for future. My plan for future, like I have these milestones in my life that I want to hit on certain times. But a general plan for the future would be I want to become rich, I want to become, well, capable, and I just want to have everything that I want at that time. So, on a general note, I just want to make a lot of money that I'm comfortable. And I would want to be like creating a couple of products. I'm always brainstorming on different startup ideas, and at the end of the day, I would probably want to start one of them, but I'm just building right now. I'm not in a hurry for that. How old are you? I'm actually 21 right now, and what's the date today? It's the 26th. I think in a month, less than a month, I'm gonna be 22. So my birthday is on August 21. Less than a month, I'm gonna be 22, but right now I'm 21. Then I'm gonna be in the glory days of 22, which I can finally listen to Taylor Swift's 22 song and enjoy. How to make our WordPress website look exactly like the one we designed on Figma. I honestly don't have any idea how you can do that because I've never used Word. I actually learned a little bit about it, but I couldn't just continue. The whole platform was a little bit outdated for me. How to create a copy to unique design. Well, there's there's this question and there's a follow-up question, that why would you want to create a copy to a unique design? If you're just doing that um for like just learning and like becoming better, I guess you can just, I don't know, change the colors, change the illustration, change the text and stuff like that. But if you just want to do it for a project, my suggestion, my insider note would be that don't take everything from one design. You have to take small things from like 10 different designs and make them work together. That's how you can create a unique UI from a copy. So basically, you're not designing each of the components, you're taking them from different places. But when you put them all together and you create a signature style for all of them, that's going to work the best for you. And where do you think you are in your career right now? Well, this is a hard question. I don't think that I'm in a good place because I see a lot of people in the same age as me, like having their own startups, having their own companies, and I'm trying to do that, but not in the place that I would want to be, but in a good place regardless. Um, and I guess that's it. That's all of the questions from, yeah, that's all of the questions from Instagram. If you guys have any other questions, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit more time and answer your questions. The path, can you tell the path of your success in a few words? Do I talk a lot? No, I have to summarize it. The path of my success is consistency. I was shut down so many times. A lot of people wouldn't hire me, a lot of people wouldn't work with me, but I was persistent and I kept consistency in creating content, in reaching out to clients, and all of that. And I think that was how I was able to like achieve most of the things that I wanted till now. If you're not consistent and you give up easily and you lose hope, that's not gonna work well for you. Like you lose hope, but you have to keep working. That's my idea. I remember a lot of nights when I first was looking for a job, and well, not a lot of companies would hire a junior designer. That's a fact. You have to be working for internship. That's obvious. But I remember a lot of nights where I would just read on the rejection emails and like be so sad and like just wanted to stop sending work requests to like different companies so I wouldn't get rejected. But I was like, no, this is fine. Like it's gonna lead to a better place for me. Whenever something doesn't work out, something better is gonna come up. So again, something better came up. Have you guys seen my baby Yoda? I don't show it in a lot of videos, but it's like so, yeah, poke me in the eye, but it's like so cute and lovely. Yeah. Still answering questions. Have you started your professional life as a UI UX designer? Assuming you're very young, I'd say so. But I wanted to ask. Have you started? I Well, if you're asking when did I started my UI journey, was like I think I was 17. I was definitely in high school. My sister was a front end developer and like she actually pushed me to start learning about UI. She first pushed me to learn about coding, but that wasn't my cup of tea. And then she pushed me to start learning about UI UX, and I did that, and everything was like really. First I started learning graphics because again UX wasn't like as big then, but then I started to learn Figma Figma wasn't the thing there. It was XD, Adobe XD. I learned Adobe XD on YouTube, and I sent it some of my portfolio works where there were a copy of the explanations on YouTube to different places to get an internship, and that was like how I started my career. The whole working thing started at 18 after I got into university. So yeah, I was pretty young. Hey, what advice you can give when you're already working as a UX designer, but you have time to work on your personal portfolio so you cannot have a chance better than you have now? Um, my my answer to that is that you definitely have time to work on your personal portfolio. If you want to land a better position than you have right now, you have to do some extra time of work. If you're working 10 hours of a day, if you're working 14 hours of the day, you're still gonna have like 30 minutes at the end of your day before going to sleep to just start building small pieces. So if you do that after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, you're gonna have something to start from and something to build from. So I would suggest you just not to be lazy, let's say. I'm sorry to say that, but I think that's being lazy. I because I was lazy and I wouldn't work on my portfolio and saying that, oh, I'm tired of working. But to be able to show your work and scale up your work, you're gonna have to work on your personal projects. And that's a fact because there's just so much that a company can give you, and the product might not be even good. You know that, but the person you're sending your portfolio to, which is your current product, is gonna think that, oh, this is the best they could do. You know that this wasn't the best thing. So you're gonna at least redesign what you were working on there. And that's, again, leveling up. Is your YouTube series enough to start as a beginner? Yes, definitely. I wouldn't pay a penny to learn. I actually didn't pay a penny to learn Figma. And you shouldn't too. You should just watch my YouTube series, which is like step by step. I'm always there. I'm actually answering quite a lot direct in Instagram of people asking about the series, having questions about Figma, and I'm always answering them. So you don't have to pay anyone to do that for you. I'm doing it for you. So just stay there, watch the videos. If you don't understand anything, just direct me and I'm going to help you out. Definitely. That's going to be enough for you. Which laptop brand do you suggest for UI/UX designers? I'm not a really technical person regarding those kind of stuff. But what I use and what I see a lot of different designers use is just MacBooks. And I actually don't suggest MacBook Pros because they're heavy. And if you're a freelancer, you can't easily take it with yourself everywhere. I use an Air. I suggest you to use that one as well because the price is cheaper, it's easier to take everywhere, and it can handle our type of work. LL, you are right. I'm lazy somehow. It's fact because I'm lazy as well and I don't do the work that I need to do. But at one point, you're definitely going to be sick of the current job you have and you're going to be leveling up your portfolio or whatever there is. And you're going to land something better, definitely. You know that you don't want to right now. So whenever you want to, you're going to do it. Let me just take a picture of our live for my Instagram. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? Oh, hey, my number one follower. I'm glad the answer worked for you, Mustafa. I think I should have prepared more questions because I screenshotted the ones that I liked from Instagram and now we're done with them. But there were a lot more. And now I'm out of questions. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy that I'm live again and like I could talk to all of you guys. It was really nice for me. How did you find your first project? Oh, this is a really good question. I think I explained this in one of my videos. But first, my first project, I took it from one of my friends. No, one of my sister's co-workers who was a developer. He was working on his personal project and he wanted like a junior designer to design his app. So that was my first project. This is why I say connections. You want to build connections in the tech world because at the end of the day, there's going to be a bunch of developers who want to create their own product. I don't. There's going to be a cousin who wants to create their own product. So that's how you first on the first base you're going to add on to your portfolio. You say that I did this product, I did that product, and then later on you can actually choose the good ones. Let me give you guys. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we got to 1,000. Like, this was a dream of mine. I didn't think that we're gonna achieve that like this soon. But again, consistency, I guess it works. But yeah, fingers crossed for 1 million. That's what I want. Thank you guys. I'm so happy. I would want to like definitely do a proper giveaway of sessions and like stuff that you would need. So let me know what will work the best for you as a giveaway for our 100, not 100,000 subscriber. Which platform would you recommend? Upwork, Fiverr, or Contra? So, Fiverr, Upwork, and Contra. It's really based on what you prefer. From my what I've seen, people working in Contra, because I didn't work a lot in there, but I've seen there because it's a new platform, so they're trying to like make a vast exploration of different clients, make a vast exploration of different designers. So I think it's a good time to jump on Contra, because Upwork and Fiverr are all loaded right now, but Contra is not. So maybe it's a good time to start there if you haven't already started in Upwork and Fiverr. And at the end of the day, why not all three? If you're really looking for a job, you should be exploring all of them till one of them works. But I think Upwork is really hard. Like I think I never was able to land a project there. It wasn't my account, but the account that I built with one of my friends that was like type of an agency, it never worked out. How important do you think is advanced prototyping skills to have in Figma? Still, it really depends, what kind of product are you going to be handing over to your client? If you've promised him a high fidelity product with like prototypes that he can actually showcase to different people, you're going to have to do it. And what else is better than advanced prototyping and everything new that they added to Figma? That's the best way to like give out the best product to your client. But if you're not going to do that, and if you're just doing showcases and you're just doing stuff for your portfolio, maybe it's not as important. But if your client wants it, it is important. You have to learn it. I would say just learn it, because creating interactions is actually important for designers. So in order to do that, prototyping in Figma is a really good way. Are you big on no code? If yes, what's your best platform, Webflow, Framer, Bubble? I'm actually not, because I don't know, maybe I'm uh, outdated, like I'm thinking outdated, but there are some complex platforms that I've designed that I don't think are going to be able to be developed with no code. So we need developers, we need backend developers, we need blockchain developers to be able to create those kind of complex platforms. But in order to create like a small landing page and a small website, yeah, no code is great. And I would say my favorite one is right now Framer. I'm obsessed with it. I'm just working out on it, and like all of the designs of my clients that never got to launch, I'm just launching it with Framer. Are you a junior or senior UX designer? So I've been working in this field for like 4 years. I'm not sure if that counts as a senior. I'm gonna say like mid-level to senior. But since I'm so young, I don't think a lot of people would consider me senior. So, but I've been working for 4 years, and I basically know everything, like for base touches, and then I'm still learning everything else, and that's how everybody else process everything. So you know the basics, and then you know a lot more basics, and then you just learn UX, interactions, and all the relevant data. How do I get to so many not relevant answers from a question? I'm sorry. Yep. Wow, we had a lot of questions on this session. Like I didn't think like two people would show up, but we had so many questions and it was overwhelming and like super it made me happy. I'm really thankful to all of you guys for coming to my live. Is the Google UX course necessary? I don't know honestly because I've seen the course. I've actually checked out like what is it about. Like one of my friends went over it, but there's nothing you cannot learn anywhere else. And if you just want like a certificate on your portfolio, yeah, do it. But it's not gonna make a huge difference. I'm pretty sure of that. What makes a huge difference is like your interview and your previous projects and again your connections. Like a course wouldn't make you a superhuman like next to other designers. What's the best portfolio platform you've used? Behance, Dribble, or Custom? Best for what? Because if you just want to showcase and find clients, I would say Dribble. But awards is just a different scenario because people actually submit their work to get awards, to be chosen the best websites and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say awards would be a fair choice. And Behance, I don't think it's the best place for UI UX and web design and application design. I think it's the best place for graphic designers. Dribble would be my choice of like platform. Most respected designers in the industry. Ooh, that's a good question, but I'm not good with names, so maybe I post some on my Instagram story. But I know like the platforms that I love are Airbnb, Apple. The designers who work there are like goats. How do you get your first job? I designed a bunch of different applications, websites from where I learned in YouTube and from XD's community. But I'm not sure what it was called, but Figma has a community. XD had something like that, and you could find different designs there to use. So I created a resume and a portfolio with that, and I just sent it over to every company that wanted an intern, and I did a hell of a ton of interviews. And first, obviously, I started as an intern, and then when Corona hit, I had to get out of my job, and then like I started working for other companies, but as a junior designer, not as an intern anymore. I definitely look out for the Instagram story. Okay, awesome. I'm sorry, I'm not good with names. Sometimes I forget my friends' names as well. They get so mad at me. Is that a thing? Like, is there a disease that people forget names? I don't know. Do I have that? That would be bad. I hope I don't. Do you know that, like, for example, when moms um like mixed up the names of the sisters or brothers? That's so funny. That's me. How much money do UI designer makes? Again, that's a range question because it differentiates between where you're based, because designers in West, well, like America, Canada, places like that get more high paying jobs, and then on Asia it's less. It's better in Europe, but Asians like take the less amount of money. And then again, it's depending like on amount of work you've done before, amount of similar work you've done before for that kind of platform, and your seniority. I would say like Glassdoor gives you the best range of like how much a UI designer make, like a year and monthly. Yeah, forgetting names is so bad, especially when you meet someone new and then like you meet them again and you forget their names, and you're just praying to God that a situation comes up that someone says their names, and or just God gives the name to you. I have to turn on the air conditioner. Give me a second. I'm gonna be back. I'm sorry. Okay. Do you prefer working at an agency to freelancing and vice versa? Okay. Um, I definitely prefer working with an agency rather than working with a corporate, like doing a corporate job, because that's just not for me. I love building new things, and like design agencies and freelancing is the best way to achieve that. But would I prefer to be a freelancer or work on a design agency? It depends on my mood, you know. Sometimes I just want to some eras in my life I just want to work alone, and that's where I just do freelancing. And sometimes I just want to work with teams. I want to learn. If you want to learn, freelancing is not the best way. But if you work on a design agency or a corporate job, you're gonna learn a lot of things because there's a lot of senior designers there. There's your product designers, there's your engineering team, and you're gonna learn everything, like a lot of things from them. And you can't achieve that while freelancing, I would say. If you forget my name, I cry. No. Oh my god, that would be so bad. Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, this was really great live. I'm like thankful to every one of you, everyone who asked the question, everyone who showed up. This was amazing. I love interacting with you guys. And I really want to do a lot more lives, even like hands down designing. Yeah. What tips would you give your younger self to get their first ever UX project? Mm, my tip would be don't be lazy and uh, learn more about this job, because if you don't keep yourself updated and you just stick on to the things that you know, it's going to be harder for you to get new work, get new clients and stuff like that. You're going to be updated. Like that's why even now, like this YouTube channel helps me a lot because I get to work a lot, and then I don't get a lot of time to like scale up myself. But for the YouTube channel, I learned variables. I learned a lot of different things. When I want to post something, I dig deep regarding that content so I can be like trustworthy, and like the video would have a good content, and you guys would actually learn something. So YouTube was actually a good way for me to keep my information and like data updated, and then also being able to just have the time for creating. I shouldn't touch everything so much. Have the time to be able to like learn new things as well. But yeah, but my tip to my younger self would be learn more, don't be a brat. Yep. What is the best method to make shades and tints to create a perfect color palette? Mm, creating like, well, there are a couple of different things that you can do. The first thing is that you're gonna use an already made color palette and just change that to the colors that you want, because color palettes obviously have some like base colors, they have the primary colors and all of that, so you can actually play around on that instead of like creating on your own. um and then what was the question? Method to make shades. Okay, the shades, that's how I make them. I just change the contrast and I change the transparency of that color to create different kinds of shades. But the thing is, you have to be careful with your background color, because if your background color is not white or black, it's not gonna work the same way. So I first do it on white, then I check it on the actual brand color, the background color, and then I would actually take that color on the background color and insert it for different shades. Don't be afraid. Yeah. At what age did you start learning about UX? So I started. I I heard about it like at 17, 16, 17. I went through graphic design, and then on 17 into 18 I learned about UIX, and YouTube obviously helped me achieve my goals. Okay, guys, thank you so much for jumping in and talking to me. I want to be able to do this a lot more. And the books, I'm gonna send it over to you on direct. So yeah, I'm gonna be able to, like, I want to be able to go live more, to be able to talk to you guys and design actually, so you guys could just ask questions while I'm designing. I try to go on lives like every other week. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy this. I certainly did. It was amazing for me. Thank you. I see you in the next time. Bye. Bye bye.